Got my eyes on the scoreboard, feeling the thrill. Moneyline show where I call for play still. Betting on the underdog, watching the odds rise. Smart choices, big wins, that's how we survive. Mind shifting fast like the wind at my back. Reading the game, making my pick never lack. Feel the rush when the clock ticks, the tension mounts high. Moneyline show where every bet can turn to sky. Moneyline show, feeling the heat, making smart picks, betting fate. Underdogs win, overdogs fall. Moneyline show.
Overdogs fall.
How long is that intro? Is that like a minute?
No, Dave writes like 3 verses. He's amazing.
We just ate up a minute of showtime with an
Coach
intro.
Schumann, excellent job with the AI. I'm convinced that you've turned into AI.
I am AI.
This is Moneyline on 97.9 Unity Radio. Ernie, Dave is now AI. And the voice of reason next to me is
Ernie. Who's Ernie? Ernie is AWOL.
I've showed pictures of Ernie. We can go to a Worcester Red Sox game and see Ernie.
No.
We can do whatever you want to see Ernie.
Stop it.
You want Ernie to come on the show?
I want Ernie to come on the show.
I know you want to go on Unity in the community.
I want to be on Unity in the community.
We're going to get you on Unity in the community.
Please.
That's what we'll work on.
Please. They will love. You know what? I will be such a good guest. They will have me back as a regular.
Yeah, you'd be regular.
Be at the Worcester City Council meetings.
We'll go to that.
If I go to Worcester, that's what I don't want to do anything. I want to get some wherever it's good, the best food place. Get some food. I'm going to bring it with me to go, and I want to sit at the city council meeting from the very beginning to the very end.
Dave,
are you going to sit?
The only way you get in is you bring multiple cans of spray paint and nose rings.
If I gotta dress up as Zod like that one guy, or
yes,
blue hair, but as long as I can sit there and eat my food and just
watch the whole meeting.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Well, we'll put you in blue hair. You'll be perfect.
That'll be great.
I think
are you trans? I'll be like, well, if you want me to be, I will be.
I think that would be a good road trip. We'll go to Worcester. We'll go to council meetings. We'll go to Woo Sox games.
I identify as a tie clip.
And Frank and boy, the two of you are starting already.
I'll get up there and I'll just start my sob story.
Yeah.
So when I was 16 years old, I knew I was different.
I knew I was different. That's how they all start. I can't. You know what?
My gay uncle beat me, and I was kept in a closet for 17 years.
The two of you together.
Has hunted me down after the '84 Olympics.
After he smacked his head on the board, the platform, he was never the same.
You think that's funny, huh? That's real.
Oh, I mean,
that's real nice. That's real.
He
nice.
identified himself as roadkill.
Right.
The dive and the smacking of the head turned him gay.
Yeah, well, actually, his story is like this sad story. Like some guy raped him, some gay guy raped him.
Insane story.
That's just what goes on in Worcester.
Insane story.
That's average. That's an average day in Worcester. Would you say?
That's an average day in Worcester.
Average day in Worcester. Yes.
So the news of the day I read. Oh, you got the music in the background. That's nice.
Oh, I do. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I had it.
You know what? You love
Sounds
it.
good.
That's like our tagline.
Sounds good.
Dion was on a podcast.
Okay.
And he blasted basically everyone in the NFL about Shedeur Sanders being unprepared during pre-draft meetings with NFL teams. And he isn't buying the validity of them either. Shedeur was expected to be a first-round pick, dropped all the way to the 5th round before he was selected by Cleveland. Shiloh Sanders, the other son available to be drafted, wasn't drafted at all, but he signed with Tampa after. Dion is apparently very religious, which I didn't know.
He is.
Yes. He said it did hurt, but the Bible says God uses those foolish things to confound the wise. There were some foolish stuff that went on, but that gave them something they needed, Sanders said. He was on Say What Needs to Be Said podcast, and it was hosted by Asante Samuel. So he thinks he's comparing his son basically like to Tom Brady, like it's the edge that he needs to propel himself to the top. And currently the Cleveland Browns, they're having Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco are splitting reps with the ones, and Sanders and the Oregon kid are splitting reps with the twos. And there's a method to the madness. Apparently everyone's going to get an opportunity in a wasteland that is Cleveland, regardless of position. But you know, they're banking on a 40-year-old starting quarterback, Joe Flacco, maybe an unproven first-round draft pick, Kenny Pickett, and then you got Sanders and the Oregon kid, the 3rd and the 5th round pick. So you have 4 quarterbacks, but is it one of those things where you have 4 but you really have none?
The music is playing in the background. You know what this reminds me of? Remember Pharrell on ESPN radio years ago? I'd been driving like in the early 2000s. This is Pharrell. Baseball.
Ignoring my question.
Unreal. Oh, you was directed to me? I'm sorry.
I was directed to somebody. I mean, we're on a show with a panel, so one of you answers the question.
Is that how
I asked it. Yes.
I didn't know you were.
What is the question?
You two just blatantly ignored me.
What was it? What was the question?
What was the question? I wanted a diatribe about this. Dion thinks his son got hosed.
Yep.
And it was the grace of God that he's going to rise from the ashes. He's going to be resurrected.
I will make
be a 10-year start.
I will make an example of what is actually going on right now with this whole fiasco.
An example.
I'm going to make an example. I'm going to say right now, Deion Sanders is the Donald Trump of football, college football.
He's just running his mouth.
They dislike him. Most of the coaches dislike him. Yes, they do. Most of the general managers in the NFL dislike him. Most everyone that was involved in the NFL draft dislikes Deion Sanders.
So you're telling me if Shador played for Valdosta State, he would have been drafted higher?
No.
Or if he played at like Maine?
No, because his father's still attached to him somewhat.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is the hate for the way Deion Sanders conducts himself with that cockiness and confidence, which some people love it, most people don't. It's the same as what Donald Trump does in politics. So bottom line, the media concocts all these stories that this guy really interviewed shitty.
They did,
right? He interviewed terrible. They got they took the word of the Giants head coach, Daboll.
Well, Daboll kicked him out.
Maybe Daboll didn't. Did Daboll back that statement up that he threw the guy out of the interview?
I believe he did. Yes.
Right. But so they're taking that and they're expounding it, and now through the media, just like they do with Donald Trump, everything gets twisted and turned.
They control the narrative?
Right, they do. The sports media controls the sports narrative 100%. If not, how is Angel Reese the so-called second best player in the WNBA?
Well, she gets a lot of hate too.
Well, she stinks.
She stinks. She's difficult.
She stinks. So what I'm trying to say is
the queen of the me bounds.
Me bounds. I saw the shirts the other day. Someone's selling them online. Me bounds. Yep, it's fantastic.
So, but
my favorite videos are when the guy goes, Part 36.
And,
you know what? It's a good thing you two are only together once a week.
It's been great. This could be a everyday show. Yeah, we could take the place of part of the interruption.
ESPN we're going to talk about that next.
Right. You know our show. We do the Huskies today.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
About that I love Steve.
Dave went to sleep.
He gave me about NIL and this.
No, I didn't say NIL. I questioned about the donation money.
Central. I think I fell asleep again.
Yeah,
I wanted clarification.
It's comatose.
I couldn't get it. Phil gave me someone to talk to.
You ever see Dave? You ever see those people that are on heroin and they're in the street, right? And when they're at their lowest point, they're frozen like this.
Well, there's not.
When Steve asks the questions, this is Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders.
Dave would give me oh. Yeah. Wow.
I think Shedeur Sanders is better than his draft position.
Of course.
I think he was a better player coming out of college than probably, I don't know.
So if his name was,
eight of those other quarterbacks.
Ryan Nagel, you're
Correct.
saying he would have been drafted.
Correct.
higher.
I just think the tie to his father
Killed him.
crushed him.
Oh my God.
It crushed him. It
I
crushed him.
think that's unfair.
I disagree.
My question is, did he or did he not act prepared, or was he prepared in the meetings? If he wasn't,
I don't think he was.
Then I think what happened because of him, and it confirmed what they thought maybe of that he might be like. But if he was prepared, then it's a media. My guess is
I don't think he was prepared.
My guess is he did not prepare.
I agree.
But how can that be, though, Dave? I mean, his father is a 13-year NFL
as
veteran.
an ex-NFL agent, I can tell you that half the guys do not listen to what you tell them to do.
Jeez,
the other half do,
yeah,
and they have a better chance.
So let me ask you this:
These are free agents, Frank. These were free agents I represented, fringe guys. Okay, that. They better be doing everything they're supposed to be doing. They don't even have a chance if they don't. And half of them did not listen.
So you're telling me Shedeur would get brought in and they would just do a meeting with him, board work. Here's the route, draw this route combination. Who do you hit in cover 2? Who do you hit in cover 3?
I think he probably was okay in that. I bet you
is that what they do, though?
I bet you they gave him stuff to read.
They did.
Like quiz, and it was quiz stuff. Like
the Giants did. Yeah.
If they roll the safety down here, and this guy comes off the edge, specific stuff, which he probably had to read it to make sure he knew it. That is probably what they did, and that's how they got him. They do some gotcha stuff.
The Giants gave him an install package.
Now the media's going to say Sanders can't read.
No, the Giants gave him a full first practice.
The guy can't read. Oh my God, he's illiterate. How did he get through?
He can read. I just don't think he cared.
Let's go to Deion Sanders for a commentary on that.
He said it's God.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord Jesus. He can read now.
I'm amazed at the belief in Christ.
I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to make a prediction right now.
He's not going to be a starter.
I'm going to make a prediction right now. If it's not Joe Flacco, okay,
they're going to roll out the 40.
Then Sanders will be the starter day one for Cleveland. Kenny Pickett, with no offensive line, will be at target practice. He will be like the target bullseye when you go into the store.
Now, somebody did write an article saying Kenny Pickett has gotten screwed in the NFL. He didn't play behind an offensive line when he was in Pittsburgh.
Right.
He was drafted by the Eagles, I believe, initially.
No, or didn't he go? Didn't he go to the Eagles?
He was with the Eagles, and then he was with Pittsburgh.
Okay,
and now he's with Cleveland. So he's been with 3 teams in 5 years of his rookie contract. He spent 2 years in Philly backing up Jalen Hurts, I believe.
It was his last 2.
No, the last I only think he spent 1 year.
So the 1 year in Philly. This last year he backed up Hurts.
No, he was in Pittsburgh. Okay. I apologize.
Yeah, 1 year.
Pittsburgh
gave up on him.
Right. Because he can't. He has medium arm strength at best, and he's I think. But when you need a quarterback, you'll reach for anybody. It could be Stevie Wonder. You're like, I'll take him.
Yeah, I know.
And these NFL teams, when you're desperate, when you're desperate for a quarterback, right?
Right.
So bottom line,
and they went with Russell Wilson.
He's got medium scrambling ability, medium arm, and medium. So the guy's a medium. So the guy's a 5.
He was the best out of a bad class.
Yeah, right. But so the guy's a 5. So Pittsburgh didn't want to stay with a 5. They figured they could take Jalen. They could take
Russell Wilson. Justin Fields.
Fields. He's a 5,
and they dumped him.
Right. They don't want him either because they know long term it's not going to work. They need a quarterback, and now
that's the other situation. Now look, they're going into the season with Mason
Rudolph, right?
Is their starter? You think? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Make smart choices.
Making smart choices.
Christy asked for the music.
You, Dave, you can't believe that Aaron Rodgers is going to Pittsburgh. Because I mean, Pittsburgh, this is their lifeline. There's
You know what
nobody
the worst take of all takes of all time
unless they
was?
bring Colin Kaepernick back.
You know what the worst take of all takes of all time was?
I hope it doesn't come from me.
Joy Taylor said in a diatribe, she said how she can't believe that Aaron Rodgers doesn't show up for OTAs. How does he not have respect for the Pittsburgh organization? And then you got Keyshawn like a big dummy, like, oh, yeah. And basically what both of them didn't realize is that Aaron Rodgers is not signed to Pittsburgh.
Right.
That's why he's not at OTA.
Who's Joy Taylor?
She's in the comments. She was Jason Taylor's ex or whatever.
It's his sister. It's his sister.
Oh, sister. Oh, I thought it was his wife. I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's why I couldn't put the two and two together.
Yeah,
The name.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is probably in Guatemala right now. Like, we don't know where he is.
He's probably out in the bush doing
ayahuasca. He does the ayahuasca.
He doesn't care.
Or maybe some shrooms,
But come day one, he'll be in Pittsburgh's camp.
You really believe that?
I
don't think there's anywhere for them to go.
Unless Pittsburgh wants to go from
they got to go for Kirk
playoff
Cousins.
appearance. Kirk Cousins, Atlanta wouldn't. If I'm Atlanta, I'm not trading Kirk Cousins.
He's worth $180 million. You're not going to trade
$100 million. It was a 4-year, $100 million. Bottom line, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they need a backup. If that kid,
they do. I agree.
If their starter gets hurt now,
and Penix is vulnerable,
exactly. So you can't. You need and you're not going to get a better number two.
No,
guy's been a number one his whole career.
Exactly.
So Kirk Cousins is not going to be touched.
So I mean, they're paying him $27 million.
$27 million. It was 120 or 130.
This year.
Okay,
you're okay with that?
It works. It worked last year.
Okay.
It worked last year.
Okay. So you do see Joe Flacco as the starter. Dave, do you see Joe Flacco as the starter?
He probably will be the starter day one.
And he'll be on a short leash, you would say. 3 games, 4 games.
If have Flacco on a short leash. He's 40.
He's 40. And but you truly believe the next quarterback in.
Flacco threw 3 touchdowns and brought the Jets back from a game that was like a miracle win. And 2 weeks later, the Jets and the moron head coach that they had at the time was no longer there. What's his face? The DC.
Saleh?
Yeah, Saleh then benched him.
I know. Yeah, and then he probably went with Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
And who, by the way, we used to represent.
No, you did. That's why I brought him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me, that situation, and that it's still getting a lot of traction and a lot of comments.
Shador?
Yeah, I mean, it's over. It is what it is.
Dude, listen, if he gets a chance, he might be pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I think all the quarterbacks suck. So what do I know?
Yeah.
I mean, the ones who are good, you know who they are. The ones who are good in the NFL. There's a big difference between Mahomes and Allen,
right?
And
there's a big drop off.
The top 5 or 6 guys are much better than everybody else, and the next 5 or 6 are much better than the next. It's like,
yeah, no, I get that. It's a drop off.
And then the backups absolutely are horrible.
Well, a lot of teams don't invest in the backups, unfortunately. That's why Colin Kaepernick should be in the league. He'd be a star.
No.
Colin Kaepernick, he'd be just as good as any of the backups now. No, you're not feeling that one? Okay, that's okay.
Colin Kaepernick?
Dave will take a knee on that one.
He worked out at Michigan and nobody signed him. It was last year.
Listen, I will even put Lamar Jackson out there in the top 10 just because.
Well, he is. He was the MVP.
Doing much better than these other guys.
He was the MVP. Yeah,
he's good. He's good.
I agree. So the other news of the week was ESPN canceling Around the Horn, which had been a staple.
Yeah.
God, for 20-something years.
Show on ESPN.
Tony, are you serious?
Thank God. They used to drive
was
fucking
awesome.
nuts when it was on. Immediately change it.
You didn't like it?
I fucking hated that show.
Oh my god! I grew up on it. I loved it.
Yeah, I remember when it came on. And
Bill Pulaski,
like,
Tony Kornheiser.
No, Kornheiser's on PTI.
Oh, no, PTI.
You get a point for fucking
the scoring system.
He arbitrarily says it's a good point. It was the worst fucking show on television.
You're telling me
the worst fucking show
ever. That lasted 25 years on the air.
Horrible.
Was the worst show on television.
Worst show. I hated the show. I never enjoyed it. When Dan Patrick brought him on to interview him, I felt bad for him because he had a shitty show that lasted 20 years and he's sad about it. But the show sucked.
I always remember when they would give him points.
Fucking Rockford Files shows better. The reruns of the fucking Rockford Files.
I remember on when they were awarding points, all you would ever hear is.
It's the most annoying thing I've ever heard in my life.
Points. One guy did those good points.
I love when he'd hit the mute button.
Who was the writer from the Boston Herald there?
The Boston Globe.
Boston Globe. Yeah.
God,
Bob,
the white hair.
Was it Bob?
He was Irish, I know, probably.
Yeah, he just retired, I think, too. I can't remember.
I know who you're thinking of.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
He had great sports writers on there, but
they did.
Well, Jay Mariotti was great.
Yep.
I like Jay Mariotti.
Care less of what any of them had to say. The show was absolutely horrible. It was boring.
It was boring.
Boring.
They would fight with each other.
I used to love Tony Kornheiser and
Kornheiser and Wilbaum.
For a long time, I like that show.
They're on their own show. They do PTI.
Yeah, so that was a great show until they went off the rails a little bit. But
the PTI went off the rails.
It became boring too. Like,
what do you mean boring? Like
when we talk about Sports Central, boring.
You can't control the sports issues that are being discussed. If there's not much to talk about, I think they're doing the best they can to create good content.
Listen, their show used to be good. They're boring.
Michael Wilbaum's boring, is what you're saying.
Are we talking about the WNBA?
No, we're not.
Okay, I heard boring. I'm sorry, I heard boring.
Oh, of course.
Rebounds, part 37.
Tony Reale, he used to go to Ash Wednesday and he'd appear on the show with the cross on there. He promoted his Christianity.
Wait a minute. Let's go back to the WNBA for a second. So, Angel Reese, have you seen the videos of the 4 guys that placed bets that she would miss the first shot of the game? Her first shot of the game. They have let that ride for 5 or 6 games now. They're up to $400. They're up to $420,000 that they have off of that. So
that's
the
not
bet
like
is
DraftKings or whatever,
right? Whoever it is, I don't know whether the bet is that she'll miss her first shot of the game, and the videos keep her around there, and they're all like, "Oh, here she comes!" And then she misses, of course. And they're like, "Yeah." One guy's playing a guitar in the background, the other guy's banging cymbals.
They go nuts. It's unbelievable.
It's the best.
Why are they gonna pull out?
What? They are so confident they can let it ride the whole season and probably come out with like $2 or $3 million.
Oh my God, that's absurd.
She stinks. I don't care if she leads the league in rebounds. Her field goal percentage is 30%. With 2 to 3 follow-up shots every freaking time she shoots because she's getting her own rebound. I give her credit. She has a great nose for her own ball. She broke
the record for double-doubles last year.
Yeah, of course you can when you miss everything and you get rebounds.
Everything. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So literally, I don't understand the infatuation by some people watching her. Caitlin Clark, different world. Some of the WNBA girls, different world. They're good players in their league. Watching her makes me want to puke.
Well, I'm going to bring it up for you guys. Hold on.
No. Please, Dave.
It's so good. It's so good. Here we go.
I can't put you guys together.
Crazy.
Anything. This is just now what's. Oh God.
There it is.
Day 4.
Turn the volume up.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're going nuts. Are you kidding me?
Diabolical.
This is what they do?
This guy banging a trash can. He was banging a trash can.
They're
in the
going
background.
nuts.
Look,
They
they just
go
won.
nuts.
They just won like 150 grand.
So why can't we bet it? Let's put the
You
bet.
can if you want to. I don't want to. As soon as I put money in, it's a loser. Why bother?
I know.
How about the? Let's see if we can find it. Oh, here's
The Angel Reese guy. His shtick is the best.
This guy is the best.
Angel, the Angel Reese guy.
Yes, he is a guy. All he does is Angel Reese videos, basically.
Oh,
I'm sure he has other
good.
content.
He used to call them low lights last year, but like low lights, yeah. But now it's just like part
Angel Reese part 36.
It's all right. Here we go.
Here we go.
This
Yep,
is
you're good.
great. All right, here we go.
Angel Reese, part 36. Let's get it. Another day, another 3 me bounds for our me bounding queen. Now 50% me bound rate. How about it? Oh, she's learning to pass now, huh? Fastest to 500 rebounds in WNBA history. I wonder why. Learning to kick it out now. How about it? These announcers are hilarious. They're like, she's learning not to get swatted 3 times in a row. Now it's only twice. He's a pro basketball player, not a Make-A-Wish kid. By the way, this is called a foul. I don't know about you, but that's all ball, baby. All ball. Rasheed Wallace once said 3 great words. Ball don't lie. Bang! This rate, she's going to be leading the league in turnovers as a big under center, bro. Sit hot, hot, bang! A lot of new people here are asking, hey, what does butter pecan mean? I'll tell you what it means. It's butter pecan! Bang! You need to know who is reffing these WNBA games. Helen Keller, Ray Charles, and Stevie Wonder out there with the whistle in their mouth. Not a travel. I didn't know you could do the Cupid shuffle when you got the ball in your hands.
Look at she really gets you wrong.
Bang! The ball tells the truth. The ball gets justice. No, it's the end of the school year and everything. We got prom coming up, but I didn't know you could dance on the WNBA court like that. How many times I gotta tell you, you need your passport to travel.
Angel Reese! Oh my God, this guy is fantastic.
He's amazing.
I have no words.
Oh, bang!
I have no words. This is what is done to this poor lady.
Yes,
She is
listen.
that bad?
I had to drink water.
She is that bad.
I lost so many tears in my body. I'm
I
dehydrated.
think Angel Reese is seeing it, by the way, because she's taking less shots.
Yeah.
She's passing out now. Yeah,
Yeah.
she passes out. So since you mentioned this,
Ball don't lie.
I wanted to say, so there's been a lot of social media threats against the major league players as of late.
Baseball?
Yes. An intoxicated bettor located overseas was behind social media threats directed last month at Houston Astros pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. and his family. This disrupted McCullers so badly that the Houston organization ordered 24-hour Christy. Christy, I love you, Christy. Christy, I want you to be on my documentary. So they've been trying to identify these people who are like threatening.
That's terrible. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the Astros owners put 24-hour protection around the McCullers' house, and they actually found the suspect overseas. Now, the thing is, you can't charge them because, I mean, it's freedom of speech. And I don't know exactly what it says, but it wasn't like a direct threat. I'm going to kill you or whatever.
Okay.
But it's been happening a lot. The man apologized, and he told the McCullers that he was very sorry, and the case remains open while charges are considered. He threatened to find his kids and murder them.
That's horrendous. That is a threat.
It was sent after his start against the Cincinnati Reds May 10th. So this has been going around the league. The Astros hired 24-hour security. Boston Red Sox reliever Liam Hendricks also revealed he receives daily death threats against himself and his wife on Twitter. And there's several players who have pulled themselves off of social media altogether. A lot of it has been around betting. Whereas if someone makes a bet and the pitcher blows it, they, say, fuck you, I'm going to kill your family. Do you think it's just people hiding behind keyboards and they're actually not going to do anything?
I don't know.
Some people yell from the stands.
People who are gamblers, dude, they're fucked up. So the guys are really like gamblers.
Yeah.
Like who like
you think they take it to that level?
I have friends that I remember watching games and these fucking guys be yelling at the damn screen like they punch TVs. Like I'm like, dude, like stop betting so much money if you can't afford to lose that money. So do I believe that it's dangerous? Possibly it could be.
Sure.
Yeah. And sports leagues, including MLB, partner with firms that monitor the betting markets and take steps to remove threatening messages to athletes on social media. But there's so many burner accounts, they can't keep up with it. So the threats keep getting through more and more. And players have gotten off social media altogether. There's players now that won't even sign autographs because they're just like, fuck these people. They're motherfucking me and wanting to kill me. I'm not signing shit. So that's happened as well.
Understandable.
But my thing is, I don't think there's any way to stop it. There's no way to regulate it. You can't really. I mean, what is the worst that's going to happen to someone if they get charged?
Give them the death penalty. If you said you're going to kill someone's kid, if you said you're going to kill someone's kid,
there's freedom of speech.
That's freedom of speech. No, freedom of speech only.
Put them on a game show on ESPN where they go beep.
You want to put them on Tony Reality's show? Okay. I can't believe you hated Around the Horn. Wow. So, but realistically,
we'll call it pardon the dog shit.
Realistically, the charges that you're going to receive are what? You're going to receive probation.
No,
you're not going to receive
the death
jail
penalty. Okay. Steve,
you're not going to get the death penalty.
Steve, here's the thing. Listen, in the Arab world, I remember I went to Morocco when I was young. Right?
I know.
And we got off in Casablanca.
Yeah, I know.
We walked around the markets of Casablanca, and there's a few guys missing their right hand.
Yeah, because if you steal something, they chop your hand off. You know how many people are stealing something now in Casablanca? Nobody. But we live in America where we're not going to do that.
But that's okay. Once in a while, maybe. All right. I'll take away the death penalty. We track down whoever says that they threatened to kill these guys' kids, and we bring them on national television. We broadcast it live.
We just shame them.
No, we cane them.
Oh, we cane them.
Yeah. Thailand. That's what
Singapore
they do. That's what they do, and they cane you if you end up being guilty of even the most minute crimes. And crime is down.
Dave, I mean, what is your take? I mean, because I really don't think there's any way to police this or stop it. It's going to happen regardless.
I think you got to arrest the guys that are making
absolutely
that threat.
Because there's VPNs that you can hide your IP address.
Well, if you don't know who it is, obviously you're not gonna be able to do anything about it. But I'm saying people who are, maybe you gotta hold the sites accountable. Like So listen, Twitter, the bottom line is this: listen, I'm on X. X is a fucking.
Yeah. It's a cesspool.
I love Elon, but that fucking site is
it's a cesspool.
Shit show.
It's a
shit show of hate, left and right, and in between. Everybody going at everybody on everything, 24 hours a day. I don't know if I would call that freedom.
There's people that do that. There's legitimate people who do that.
It is like
it's out of control.
All right, listen. All right, do this instead. Don't cane them. Pull back a little bit.
Go after
catch them. No, catch them. Bring them in. Tat them up a little bit. Send them to El Salvador.
So this is going to be a great episode for clips. I can't wait till we break this up into clips because these are just fantastic ideas.
Maybe we get Tony Rinaldi or whatever his name is on our show.
Tony Rinaldi, he needs a job.
Bing,
so
bing.
You want him to point us?
Yeah.
I can't believe you hated that show. I grew up on that show. I loved that show, and you hated it. And so. And you liked Around the Horn, but you don't like it now.
No, I never liked Around the Horn.
Oh, you never liked it.
I used to like PTI. I used to like PTI.
Yes. You used to like PTI.
I can't watch it anymore. It's just
with Wilbon and Kornheiser. Now, and you just said because it's boring.
It's boring, and then every once in a while they have some nonsense leftist take. I just can't.
They do because Wilbon's from the Washington Post.
They got to slide it in, like like I need to go through their mind games. Like, okay, I already know you're in a sports media.
Well,
Okay,
Wilbon's
you're
from the
on the
Washington
left.
Post.
Thank you for reminding me for the thousandth
I thought you liked Wilbon.
Yeah, I don't mind either one of those guys. I
Yeah.
like Tony Kornheiser.
Yeah.
I like them both. I can listen to them both and all that. But I'm not running to the television to catch the
Right.
show.
Right.
If it just happens to be on when I'm flipping channels, maybe I watch it for a few minutes. When I was younger, I watched it a little bit more.
I
I watched a lot more when I was younger. Yeah,
I do too.
I have zero interest. I'll watch Angel Reese me-bounds for hours on end. I will watch the guys get excited about her missing it. I will watch Caitlin Clark highlights of 3-pointers for hours. I will never watch Tony Rinaldi beep.
Well, he's unemployed right now,
like
so
some
that's
guy
good.
who never played a sport ever in his life.
I like Bomani Jones. Bomani Jones was awesome.
Tony Rinaldi, part 7. Here comes something spewing out of his mouth that makes no sense. Giving points to no one.
Well, I love when he would mute people. It would be funny when I'd get to mute Dave or something. That'd be funny. So I wanted to ask this in honor of Tyler King. Tom Aspinall is becoming very, very frustrated. Tom Aspinall is the interim UFC heavyweight champion.
Interim.
And Frank and I have discussed this several times. He is supposed to have a unification bout with John Jones.
Correct.
This has been put off for a year now. And it's gotten to the point where Aspinall is just disgusted. He's 15-3. He's been waiting and not fighting anyone else because this is the money fight that, he's been waiting for his whole life. And he called it the biggest fight in heavyweight history. But Jones has been non-committal on his interest, and Aspinall, who has not fought since defending his interim title in July of 2024, is clearly sick of waiting around. Hello, Tyler.
You getting him on here?
Hold on.
By speakerphone?
Tyler, we're finishing up, and then we'll be right there. All right, you're on Moneyline right now. Oh, he hung up.
Good.
But yeah, so what is the snag here? Is it just money? Because I've asked you, and you said that guys like John Jones are on like a 1-fight deal.
Correct.
They don't have multi-fight deals anymore.
When you have hit the pinnacle and you are the largest draw in the UFC or in any league, basically, you're a fight-to-fight deal. You negotiate fight-to-fight.
Right. So, I mean, basically, John Jones, they've been waiting around too long, and contenders are getting sick of it. Right. Everyone's getting sick of it, and the fans are getting sick of it, and it's hurting the UFC.
Yeah.
That's what Tom.
I don't think it's a money thing, because I think Dana White would give him whatever money. He's retired.
Tom Aspinall goes. John Jones is retired.
Yeah. Well,
I want to say God bless him.
Bottom line, all this
is not going to fight.
It's head games. It's head games with
for
Aspinall.
over a year.
Yeah, it's head games. That's all.
So if this really would happen,
yes.
Do you think it'd be the biggest UFC fight in history?
Maybe for the time and all that. I mean, I know McGregor at the time had the biggest UFC fights in history. I thought when John Jones fought Daniel Cormier twice. Those I think were the biggest ones. Stipe, that wasn't so much of a thing, but those could be considered big. But I think. I think John Jones will. I don't think John Jones is afraid of any man on the planet.
No,
John Jones
what's his deal? He just doesn't care anymore.
He's stringing it out. He's stringing it out.
Yeah,
it's causing little head games with Aspinall. Aspinall's getting a little frustrated,
furious.
Yeah, so when he comes into the cage for the fight and he's furious, I'm telling you right now, Jones is the best strategist there ever was, or is, and was. Well, in the UFC,
yeah, he's flunked drug tests.
Whatever. Hey, listen, a lot of those guys made money. A lot of those guys done shit.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of those guys done shit. So I'm not worried about the drug test. What I'm telling you right now is John Jones is the best technician the UFC has ever seen.
Well, they say he's the best combat sport athlete in the history of combat sport.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah,
he's phenomenal.
And he lost to Matt Hamill.
We knew him when he was really young. We knew him when he fought Matt Hamill.
Yeah, when he was a baby.
Right. And I mean, so my tenant in one of my buildings, has a place called Dojo One, Len Sonia. Mm-hmm. Len Sonia was his first Brazilian jiu-jitsu coach down at the Bomb Squad in Ithaca, New York. So bottom line, I mean, we know
John Jones's?
John Jones. He was John Jones's first Brazilian jiu-jitsu coach.
Wow.
So, I mean, I've known this guy since he was young. And not personally, it's not like I'm hanging out with him, but I've known about him, with him. I know people that worked with him, trained with him. He is legitimately the greatest fighter in any combat sport.
28 and 1.
You could take the record and wipe your ass with it. It's not his record. It's how he approaches fights. He knows where the weaknesses are.
He's a cerebral assassin.
He that's exactly right. That's the best explanation or description you could give him.
That's because there's a wrestler that's called the cerebral assassin.
A wrestler, yeah, okay.
Dave, I know you're not a UFC guy.
Nope.
And I know you're probably falling asleep. But my thing is UFC has an agreement with ESPN. They pay him $5 million a year to get their pay-per-views and their content and whatnot.
5 million.
500 million.
500 million for 5 years. It's 100 million a year, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 500 million each year. But
I think it's 100 million.
No.
You know who else sucks on ESPN? Dan Le Batard.
Yeah, he's from Miami. He's from Miami. So
I hate him.
Okay, so I'm just saying, ESPN, if they really wanted to make this fight happen, UFC doesn't want to pay for it. ESPN should just back up the Brinks truck into John Jones's house, pay him because they get the pay-per-view money, pay him what he wants, get the fight in the ring. And that was Vince McMahon's strategy. Vince McMahon always said, get the match in the ring. Do you agree that should be done?
I could care less.
Could care less. Either way,
think John Jones, he's the biggest draw. If they want to have him, he should get paid what he thinks he should be paid. He's already rich; he doesn't need it. So,
do you think that, Frank? Do you think it has to do with TKO merging, with WWE to be TKO, and now it's not Endeavor, and now because WWE is involved, they're one company? Do you think because they've cut a lot of wrestlers for spending purposes. Yeah. Do you think they just don't want to spend the money?
I mean, I think they realize they could do more with less, and I just want to correct myself. It's not $100 billion for it,
500 million per year.
No, it's 300 million per year. It's a 5-year deal, 300 million. They're 1.5 billion over 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do more. Even the UFC can do. Every organization can do this. You could do more with less. I think
ESPN should do. The ESPN has been.
No, ESPN won't. They won't.
The fight cards they've been putting on for pay-per-views have been subpar. Wouldn't you agree with
ESPN and Disney will not allow the violent sport to be on their airways again. That's why ESPN won't resign.
No, I agree. They won't resign.
Disney won't.
But wouldn't you agree with me that the pay-per-view cards?
Fighting sport I miss? Boxing.
Yeah, boxing will never come back.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. There's too many belts. There's too many organizations.
Yeah, the IBA, the
WBO, WBA, IBF. It's too much.
Boxing was the best.
You can't do it. Boxing was good, but boxing is even more corrupt than a UFC fight as far as the judges' cards.
Big time.
Boxing was so controlled.
Well, Don King
by promoters, organizers, by the money. It was controlled by the money, and these judges made terrible
and now there's
terrible calls. No, exactly. So, and you listen, UFC starting to fall a little bit that way too. Some of these judges' scorecards are crazy. You can't.
I watched it with
Dave in a fight. You can't have in a 3-round fight. You can't have it 29-27, 29-27.
28,
and the last guy's like 27-29. You know what I mean? Like somebody saw a totally different fight than what the other two guys were watching. Yeah. How do you? I think
it's crazy. We watched the pay-per-view.
I was an amateur MMA promoter for 7 years. So to have good criteria, we had all our judges certified. Okay, by a UFC referee who taught certification classes for MMA. And so every one of my guys went through like a 3-4 hour course, and then you get a little diploma thing after answering a series of questions, watching video, understanding talks, and how to judge and how to score. And bottom line, you're going through all of this, you're seeing it all, and you're going to have a totally different view than two of the other guys. If there are 3 judges, it's impossible. You're being bought.
Yeah,
you're being bought.
No,
you have some kind of allegiance.
Gambling, I think with gambling, the fight sports is really, really hard, man. Like it's very hard to keep everything on the up and up.
And I agree.
It is.
I agree.
And there's a lot of allegiances that run through those fight
UFC has
sports.
just too many fighters, a bloated roster.
There's too many gambling opportunities now. So, like in the old days, even though there was some probably
you just go to a bookie.
Yeah, you would go to a bookie, or you went to like this Las Vegas. Like you had to go to this place to go and place your bet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you go to Turning Stone Casino.
It's nice because I could play solitaire and gamble on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay, but as far as like all these apps and all these opportunities create a lot of potentially corrupted environments where each step along the way, there could be a corruption.
You can't be trusted.
You don't need a lot. Not a lot has to happen to move a fight one way or the other.
Right.
So that's the hard thing about the fight sports. That's like, UFC and boxing and like when you watch the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, like
that was a joke.
What is this?
It was a joke.
Horrible.
Either Mike Tyson, which could, he could be just that he's 58 years old.
No, he was hurt before, and I don't think he really gave a shit.
I'm saying like Mike Tyson. I know he's 58 years old, but like he couldn't rock Jake Paul's world. Like
I'm sure he could have.
You're watching. The thing is,
they
as
got
a
paid
fan,
not to do it.
Right. You got
to
understand the contract between them two was this.
Yeah.
The longer the fight went,
the more money
Tyson gets on the back end.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and my thing is this: you as a fan, you're a Tyson fan. When you were young, he was your idol.
People out in 10 seconds.
And you're watching his training videos for this Jake Paul fight, right? And the training videos are like, oh my Lord, he is hitting the bag so hard, he's launching his trainer off of his feet. This is going to be the end of Jake Paul. And he goes in, he gives you an early round. He doesn't finish it right, and it was over because he knew to get more money, he's got to hold on to it. So it's a money game. It's all that's fixed as like a referee.
I hate about it. Like it's the game. The fights are handicapped. They're like,
Yeah, they are.
Like, it's basically like WWE light.
Don't say that ever. Don't compare anything to WWE. WWE is phenomenal, and you can bet on WWE.
Listen, I enjoy the thing I like about WWE is it is a fraud. Everyone knows it's a fraud.
Okay, you don't use the word fraud, please. It's choreographed.
What the fuck?
It is not a fraud. It's choreographed, and it's choreographed to put on a good show so you leave happy. So there's no first round knockout.
You could have just sent me to like a massage parlor. You want a happy ending, and I'd be happy.
There's no frauds. All right, so we're
hold on.
No,
acting. What is acting? Acting is a fraud.
It's not a fraud.
Right. They're making you believe something that's not real.
It's an art form. All right. We're gonna move on now.
What we call liars, right?
Okay, great.
I'm gonna knock Steve out now. Hold on. Let me go.
Steven's out for the count.
I know how to sell. I had a viral video for wrestling. I know how to wrestle.
He did. It was fantastic.
Hey, can we talk about the enhanced games for a second?
No, we gotta go because Tyler's waiting for us.
I need to talk about the enhanced games, dude.
Yes, please.
What enhanced games?
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't want to. I want to go over
before $1 million if they break a world record.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Funded by Peter Thiel, who was on PayPal, and all these other guys. There's billions of dollars in it, and you could take any steroid you want, any performance enhancement.
Oh, that's awesome!
And what events? What events?
All different events. All these Olympic events. And the first record already fell.
I saw
swimming.
That. Yeah, that was beautiful. I'm excited about
it. $1 million, that guy.
I'm excited. We'll talk about
any steroids you want,
because we got to get over to Tyler before he gets disinterested and leaves. So we're gonna sign off.
I thought I was the star of the show.
You are the star, but we got to get over for Tyler.
That's it. You're the stars.
Yeah, but he's in Ukraine. He's our political correspondent. He could be bombed for all we know.
Colin goes up for a shot.
Tyler King, part 41. Bang!
So for the coach and the voice of reason. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.